Taylor Swift has once again found herself at the center of conversation, not just because of her unmatched success or record-breaking achievements, but due to a deeply personal milestone. She has officially bought back her masters. For years, Swift has been an outspoken advocate for artists' rights and ownership, challenging the norms of the music industry and publicly taking on powerful figures like Scooter Braun. The news that she now owns her early music catalog is a momentous victory, both for herself and for the larger movement she helped ignite. However, as Swiftie celebrated this monumental win, many noticed a lingering question. What about reputation? Among the 6 albums she vowed to re-record following the sale of her masters, Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989 and Reputation. Only Reputation has yet to receive the Taylor's version treatment. While speculation has always surrounded the timing of its re-release, recent revelations have given fans deeper insight into why Reputation may be the most difficult album for Swift to revisit. In a heartfelt note to fans, Taylor confessed that Reputation was proving uniquely challenging to re-record. "I haven't even re-recorded a quarter of it," she admitted. "I kept hitting a stopping point every time I tried." She continued, "To be perfectly honest, it's the one album in those first 6 that I thought couldn't be improved upon by redoing it." For most artists, such a statement might be interpreted as creative pride. But for Swift, who's known for pouring her heart into every re-recorded note and lyric, it meant something more. Swifties, known for their detective-like attention to detail, immediately latched on to the emotional undercurrents of Taylor's words. Many believe that the real reason behind the delay has less to do with musical perfection and more to do with emotional closure, or the lack thereof. When Reputation was first released in 2017, it marked a dramatic shift in Taylor's public persona. She had been dragged into intense public scrutiny following feuds with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, and her battle for autonomy over her work had only just begun. The media labeled her a villain, and the world watched as she seemed to vanish from the spotlight. But during that quiet period, away from flashing cameras and tabloid headlines, Taylor met Joe Alwyn. Their relationship blossomed in private, and for the first time in years she found someone who gave her a sense of stability, calm, and safety. Much of Reputation, despite its bold and dark exterior, is at its core a love story. Songs like Delicate, Call It What You Want, and New Year's Day don't just touch on newfound love. They document the beginning of a deeply personal, intimate bond that shaped Swift's life for years to come. Fans have taken to social media to share their theories about why the album remains untouched. "It's a love album and Joe left such a big impact that Reputation can't be re-recorded now," one fan posted on X. Another wrote, "I was literally thinking this, it was just such a time in her life. Now that she's with Travis Kelce, I don't feel like she can re-record these like she could have if she was with Joe still, so I think that keeping the OG Reputation was the best option." The idea resonates with many. Perhaps the emotional ties that exist between Taylor and Reputation are too strong to replicate, especially now that her life and love have moved in a different direction. More poignantly, some fans have suggested that Taylor may still be processing the end of that 6-year relationship. "I think she might not be completely over him," one Swiftie speculated. And who can blame her? They spent 7 years together. He was there for her when basically no one else was. That must hurt deeply. It's a sentiment echoed across fan circles. The idea that Reputation is less of an album and more of a time capsule, containing feelings and memories that can't simply be re-recorded in a studio. Another prevailing theory is that Reputation was always meant to be the last of the re-recordings, not just due to label contracts, but because emotionally, it would be the hardest to revisit. In some ways, it's the crown jewel of her original catalog, an album born from chaos but filled with moments of healing and love. Taylor is known for her emotional authenticity, and re-recording Reputation without the same emotional backdrop might feel disingenuous to her. For her, this isn't just about hitting notes or recreating production. It's about truthfully stepping back into a time in her life that, for better or worse, shaped her music and identity. As of now, there's no official word on when, or even if Reputation, Taylor's version, will be released. But what's clear is that Swift is navigating this chapter with care, and that she continues to honor her artistic instincts above all else. Whether or not she eventually re-records Reputation, fans will continue to hold the original in high regard, not just for its defiant sound and sharp lyrics, but for the love story that quietly bloomed at its center. In the end, Taylor's journey with her masters has always been about reclaiming her voice, her power, and her truth. And perhaps part of that truth is acknowledging that some moments in life, and in music, are too sacred to revisit exactly as they were. Reputation may remain the emotional cornerstone of her discography, not because it's incomplete, but because it's perfect in its honesty.